Hey yogis, I'm Nicole. Welcome to my yoga time. Today's feel good yin practice is going to include twists, back bends. We'll be getting into the hips as well, and also practicing one of my favorite mudras towards the end. Now I do have two blocks close by. If you don't have blocks, you can always improvise with rolled up towels, maybe a thick book as well. And we're going to start on our back. First posture will be our supported bridge pose. So you might choose to use one block, placing it underneath the lower back on the flat side. You might choose to go to the second height, or if it feels okay for your back and you've got two blocks, you can stack them on top of one another, both on the flat side. So find that nice sweet spot behind your hips where you rest on the block. Feel free to keep those knees bent. If it does feel okay for your back, you can straighten and relax the legs. Arms can be by your side or above the head. And positioning the tip of the tongue where the teeth meet the roof of the mouth. Keeping the jaw relaxed, though feeling a slight tone through the back of your throat. Notice the body rising and falling with the ebb and flow of your breath. Begin to pause and hold the breath at the top of each inhalation before you exhale very slowly. And pausing again before you inhale. And I encourage you to take a moment to consider something or someone you're grateful for. Something that makes your heart smile, brings you joy. Try not to attach to the person or the situation. Just begin to inhale that sense of joy. So during our practice, we'll unravel the tension in the body, create new space. We want to fill this newfound space with that sense of joy. And if your arms are overhead, let's lower them down. Before you lift up the hips, just squeeze the heels in towards one another and then lift the heels and the hips. Remove your props and keep those heels high as you lower down one vertebrae at a time. When you touch down, either take the feet wide, knees can fall into touch, or cup the hands over the knees. Arms as straight as you inhale, then the elbows as you exhale. Take longer if you need to with this motion, otherwise next inhalation, feet to the floor. We'll move the hips just a touch to the left. Straighten both legs, raise the left leg up. So we're going to come into a twist, taking your left leg over to the right. Now you might choose to support the body with the block. If you prefer to bend the knee, you can bend the knee and have the prop underneath the knee instead. Now, option to stay as you are in your twist, or if it feels okay for your body, take your right leg back just a touch, bend the knee and take a hold of the foot. Of course, if you can't reach the foot and you want to take a hold, you can always use a strap instead. Feel free to close the eyes down, softening the forehead. Placing the tip of the tongue where the teeth meet the roof of the mouth. Inviting a little tone here through the back of the throat. Begin to breathe down into the lower body, the lower belly, the lower back. I'm going to count your next breath just to help set the pace. Of course, if you need to breathe against my count, please do so. Do not strain the breath. We're going to inhale for 4, hold for 2, exhale for 6, and hold for 2. So let's breathe out together. And inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, holding 1, 2, exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, holding 1, 2, inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, holding 1, 2, exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, holding 1, 2. We'll take one more breath here. And then with the exhalation, release the foot if you have it. Let's return to your back. So with both knees bent now, let's raise the right leg and we'll place the right ankle on the left knee. Bring the legs over to your left, so maintain the shape in the legs. Don't think of this pose as a twist. You might choose to use your left hand to press that right leg away, or if you can reach the ankle, take a hold of the ankle. Of course, if your foot doesn't meet the floor, you can always place your prop underneath the foot for support. I do encourage you to take the right arm out to the side or above the head. And if you are quite supple through that IT band and the outer hip, you might be able to roll a little more to the pinky side of the foot. So checking the position of your tongue, the softness in the jaw, the tone in the throat. Be sure to pause to hold the breath before each and every exhalation. And again before you inhale. Feel free to take chin mudra with your right hand, connecting index finger and thumb, or just letting those fingers naturally curl. And throughout your practice, from time to time, do inhale that sense of joy. Take one more breath here. And then we'll inhale, come back to center. You can straighten your left leg, reaching the right foot up to the ceiling, coming into your twist. Or, of course, you can bend the knee if you need to. Feel free to prop the body. Option to stay here in your twist or move the left leg back just a touch, bend the knee and collect the foot. You're taking your twist with a back bend. And let's look for that longer exhalation here. When you're ready, let's breathe out together. And inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, holding 1, 2, exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, holding 1, 2, inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, holding 1, 2, exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, holding 1, 2. And taking your last inhalation here. And as you exhale, release the foot if you have it, return to your back. And then with both knees bent, we'll raise the left leg and place the left ankle on the right knee, coming into your ITB stretch. Option to use your right hand to press that leg away or take a hold of the ankle. Left arm out to the side or above the head. And just allow your right leg to relax, to be heavy and soft. And be sure to inhale that sense of joy. Let's follow your next inhalation out of the pose. Coming up to seated now, you might choose to lay to one side and push yourself up, or if it feels okay for your back, we'll come up with a little bit of core. It's a good way to stabilize the spine throughout your yin practice. So hands underneath the bottom, palms facing down, and raise those legs to the ceiling. Press through the balls of the feet, lifting up the head off the mat, a little tone through the lower belly, and we'll slowly lower those legs down. Once those feet are an inch or two above the mat, we will hinge our way up to seated. So from here, we'll recruit our 2 blocks, and I'm going to make a T shape with the blocks. Now, of course, you can take the blocks to the flatter side. I'm coming up to the highest height, and there's going to be a few different variations with your legs. So you choose the option that your body says yes to. Option 1, you might just choose to recline and keeping those knees bent if your lower back has got your awareness. Otherwise, you might choose to straighten and relax the legs. Second option is butterfly pose, bringing the soles of the feet together, allowing the knees to fall out wide. Or your final choice is half butterfly, half hero. So only if the knees permit. Bring your right leg around, foot next to the buttock, and you might like to roll that calf muscle out of the way. Do bring the top of the foot to the mat. Avoid having the foot pointing out to the side. Keeping your left knee bent. As you begin to recline, lift your hips and tuck your tailbone under, just so that you've got lots of space in your lower back. Once you've found your blocks, your left foot is going to wiggle a little closer to your right thigh and then fall out to the side. So your left leg is in butterfly, right leg is in hero. Arms out to the side, and of course feel free to take your mudra. Checking the position of your tongue. And bringing your awareness to the heart center. Breathing into this space. Inhaling that sense of joy. Now, if your legs are in butterfly or if they're straight, stay as you are. If you're in half hero, half butterfly, we're going to change legs. So point your left knee up to the ceiling, sole of the foot flat to the floor, pushing down through the palms, tucking in your chin, coming all the way up. And then we'll release that left leg and change sides. And breathing into the heart center. Imagine the breath is meeting the heart first and then radiating in all directions, touching every cell. And let's all prepare to release the pose. If your legs are in butterfly, bring those knees together. Depending on the height of your blocks, you might roll to one side, or if you're coming up to seated, turn those palms down. Yogi's in half hero, raise the right knee to the ceiling. Come all the way up. Release that left leg. So just move the blocks to the side. Now, a couple of choices here. We're going to move into pigeon pose, but of course, if you have any concerns with your knees and hips, take a recline pigeon. So your reclined pigeon might look like so. Maybe you've got a block underneath the foot, or you've got a hold of that leg. Or if you're straining through the neck and shoulders, pop a block underneath the head there as well. Otherwise, we'll take our seated pigeon with a few other variations. So we'll start with the left side, bringing the left knee towards the wrist and lengthen the right leg behind you. Now, of course, if you're feeling tight through the hips and you need to prop up that left buttock, do so. You might like to fold straight down, and if you do have the two blocks, it can be quite nice here to make a T shape once again with the block. So you're going to rest your sternum on one and your head on the other. Alternatively, if it feels okay for you, we're going to take a little twist here as well. So from here, we'll thread the needle, taking the right arm underneath the left, bringing your right ear to the block. Option to take chin mudra through your right hand. Left hand can stay on the mat, or you can reach around. Maybe you can take a hold of your left big toe, or just rest the back of the palm on the lower back, taking your mudra. And begin to breathe into whichever part of the body has caught your awareness. You might even notice the breath rocking the body. So be careful not to strain. Don't go to your edge. Choose the variation of the pose that feels best for your body. We want to release tension and bring that sense of joy into the body. That won't happen if you're overstraining. Let's follow the next inhalation out of the pose. So if you're reclined, you can stay reclined. You'll just change sides. If you're in seated, you might like to take that left leg behind you, counter stretch through the knee. And then we'll change sides. Feel free to fold straight down, maybe using your blocks in the T shape, or if you're going to thread the needle, we'll take left arm underneath the right, bringing left ear to the mat. Right arm might rest on the floor or reach around for your lower back or your big toe. Be with your breath, moving the body. Let's follow the next inhalation out of the pose. Once again, counter stretching that right knee if you were in your seated pigeon. If you were reclined, do bring yourself up to seated. And from here, we'll come into a seated position. Sit yourself up on your block. So positioning the legs however is comfortable. You don't have to cross the legs if there's any discomfort in your knees or your hips. We're going to practice one of my favorite mudras, Padma Mudra, which is a moving mudra. So we bring the hands into prayer, Anjali Mudra, and then on the inhalation you open the hands out into Lotus Mudra. So heels of the palms, thumbs and pinky fingers are staying connected, thumbs are touching the sternum. As you exhale, you bring those palms back together. So inhaling, the palms will open slowly. And now as you exhale, I encourage you to engage Mula Bandha. So a little tone through the lower belly. Ladies can lift pelvic floor, gents perineum muscle. So that will happen as you exhale. Then as you inhale, relax these muscles. Let the breath descend. Let the palms open. We'll close the eyes down. Positioning the tip of the tongue where the teeth meet the roof of the mouth. And as you inhale now, inhale that sense of joy or gratitude. Next time those palms meet, let's rub the hands vigorously. Keep your eyes closed. Create lots of heat in the palms. And once you feel that warmth, cup your hands over your eyes and your third eye center. When you're ready, slowly remove those hands from the face. You can open the eyes, just keep a very detached gaze. Well done, and we'll lower down into Shavasana. You might like to place your blocks underneath your knees or even up high underneath the hamstrings. Be sure to tuck those shoulders under. Turn the palms to face the ceiling. Option to find Chin Mudra once again. And softening the forehead, allowing the eyes to roll back. Tongue and jaw are soft. As you drift into Shavasana, inhaling that sense of joy into your spacious body, quiet mind. Inhaling a little deeper now. Beginning to swallow if the mouth is dry. Wiggling toes and fingers. And when you're ready, roll to your preferred side. Bring yourself up to seated. Hope you enjoyed today's practice, yogis. If so, please do subscribe to the channel. It's the best way to support free yoga on YouTube. Namaste.